What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and I'm here today testing out the Veruc. Now, this is a weapon I've never really given a chance. It's the legendary Dahl Assault rifle, and you can farm this weapon from Mobley out in the dust after you've completed the Good, the Bad, and the Mordecai quest. And yesterday I had made a video showing how to get to that guy pretty quickly and stuff. Anywho, I'm going to tell you why I've never really given this weapon a chance real quick. If you can see right now, it has a very inaccurate firing pattern, and this has always turned me off of most weapons. When you're hip firing like that, it shoots in, a pattern of 3 horizontally, and it's not that accurate. And because of that, I've never really liked it. It also takes 2 ammo per, shot, which isn't very good in my opinion either, especially if the extra bullets are just going to waste, because ordinarily there's no enemy that's that wide. Now, it does have a very unique burst fire pattern as well. Obviously, it's a Dahl Assault rifle, so when you're aimed down sight, you're going to have a burst fire. Now, with all Dahl parts, you're going to shoot out 10 rounds of ammo for 5 different shots, and they will start real wide and then come in narrower. And I've always thought this to be kind of a useless firing pattern. It's also very bad at range. When you're up close, it can be kind of decent and everything like that. However, I've always kind of wanted assault rifles to be good at medium to long range, and this weapon definitely isn't. However, in my initial goofing around with this gun and, initial little tests that I've run, it's performed much better actually in practice than I had expected it to. Now, the only time I had ever really tried to give this gun a chance was back at level 50 when the game had just come out and stuff, and I was testing all the different weapons. And I didn't like it then, but I realized I didn't really give it a proper test and everything like that, and it definitely performs a little bit better than I had expected it to. So we're going to go ahead and get started here in the Heroes Pass. This is obviously the map right before the Warrior. It's a pretty tough map, and so we'll see actually how well or poorly it performs. I'm going to go ahead and pop these barrels up here, though, because I don't want to have to deal with those. Alright, so good. Now, like I said, at range, this gun is really bad. You can see here I'm not getting hardly any damage on this bull loader at range. However, if we can draw this guy a little bit closer to us, we can see that up close, this weapon is pretty damn strong. Going to go ahead and make sure he's slagged here, and there we go. So up close, the Veruc is going to wreck things pretty easily. However, getting up close to some of these enemies isn't always the easiest thing to do. Going to go ahead and get these Hyperion dudes slagged and stuff. Excellent. So we had one of those Hyperion Predator guys there, and those guys are pretty tough, and we have to watch out for them. Excellent. So, we got this guy here, and if we're real close to him, we'll take him out pretty quickly and everything. So I'm definitely not going to call the Veruc one of the worst weapons in the game, because it does perform quite admirably at close range and everything like that. However, it's not the best assault rifle in the game, and I actually, by any means, obviously, and I actually prefer a regular purple Dahl assault rifle to this particular weapon, because you can actually use those at range, which I think makes them a little bit better than this particular weapon. But that's just my theory and everything. You guys might disagree with that. Up close, the gun does perform okay. Definitely a little bit better than I was expecting. Like I said, the only time I had ever really tried it out or anything was at level 50, and back then I didn't think it performed as well as my other options, and since then, I never really gave it a chance to ever win me over again or anything like that, because I had just kind of classified it as trash tier. However, I don't think it's trash tier anymore. I'm using it a little bit here, and, I'm seeing it perform quite well and everything. Another reason I kind of thought this weapon was pretty bad is I've never really seen or heard about anyone ever using it either. However, if you wanted to use it, you could definitely make quick work of some things. I'm using it here at overpower level 8, and I'm not really having too much trouble, running through and working through a lot of these enemies. And so I guess that's pretty good. On smaller enemies like these human guys, it performs a little bit worse than it does against those loaders, which give you kind of a broad target. And that's one of the reasons I chose to come here to the Heroes Pass, because it has a good mix of human enemies and loaders. And so we can see, it doesn't perform quite as well against this guy. Man, I'm trying to slag him and I'm not having any luck with it. There we go. And if you get critical hits, it does okay and everything. One thing about this gun is that it's not very ammo efficient at all. Like I said, it takes 2 rounds per shot, and a lot of the rounds are kind of wasted, especially in the burst fire that starts out so wide, and the hip fire, which is never very accurate. So that's something to remember when using this weapon. So we're going to get 3 different Hyperion personnel here, and we'll see, you know, if we're actually able to take them out. I'm expecting this to be a little bit difficult because, like I said, it's not that great against small enemies like this. If we can take out one of them, though, that would be good. A good start. Excellent. Now we've got Grim up. Our shield will be recovering just a little bit. Got Deception back, and I ended up dying there to the spook. So these spooks are really hard to take out with this weapon because, you know, it's just not the best option. And when you're down, you can't use the burst fire effect, and that makes it a lot worse. And so as you can see there, with that small enemy who kind of moves around, the Veruc is pretty tough to use against that particular guy. So all in all, you know, this weapon is okay. It's not great. We'll go ahead and try to kill that guy to avenge ourselves here. And then I guess I will go ahead and kind of cut the video off. I think I've shown, you know, kind of how meh the Veruc is. It's definitely not a trash tier weapon. However, it's not a weapon I'd recommend using because it's not that great either. So this guy and the other Hyperion spook that we faced earlier in this map gave us a lot of trouble. So we'll try to take them out now. It's just excellent backpedal mechanics, really. Just solid all around. They can stay in deception a lot longer than me. It irritates me. Alright, so, you know, we'll move on and we'll try to take out these rocket loaders and exploders and everything that are going to be on the bridge here. Now, we're going to have to use it at distance to try to take these guys out. And as you can see, as I've mentioned before, at distance this weapon is pretty poor. So I'm going to try to actually just jump across, get some bore shots lined up, and see how we do against those guys. So, you know, obviously if you line up bore shots, you're going to be doing pretty well. And obviously, like I said, against loaders, the spread pattern, especially if you're close, works out pretty decently because you start out hitting those shoulder joints and everything for critical hits, and it does okay there. You know, so tell me what you guys think about the Veruc. Have any of you guys actually, you know, used it in practice and everything and seen, you know, how it performs? Because it performs, like I said, better than I had expected, but still not so good that I would actually recommend using it. Ah, I completely missed with that grenade there. Got another one of these dudes, so that's irritating because those guys are tough. Go ahead and try to deal some damage on them here. Oh, I'm gonna die. Excellent. So, we're doing okay against these smaller enemies. The spook is still alive, and I'm worried about him. Ooh, I was able to take him out there. So that was pretty good. Obviously, I'm getting a lot of help from the antagonist here, which was absorbing some bullets. Alright, so, you know, I guess this is going to be the end of the video here. Tell me what you guys think about the Veruc. Did it do alright? I think it did okay. Obviously, we had trouble with that Hyperion spook. Perhaps with some more time behind the gun, some more practice with it, I wouldn't have run into so much trouble there. As always, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to title this video yet. Kind of like the meh Veruc. Not bad, not good. As always, guys, like I said, I thank you very much for watching. If you haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, please do so. That would help me out. And I'm definitely going to be coming out with some more Borderlands 2 videos. And then when Borderlands pre-sequel comes out, I'll be playing that as well. I just pre-ordered it today. So, like I said, guys, thanks for watching one more time. And I hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.